Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered, where today we are going to be fighting an iron golem. But first, we've got some other business to attend to, like we've got a shortcut to unlock. And then, depending on how many souls we can get from the souls that we're holding on to, we might actually take a visit to Andre. But we'll have to see. And it looks like the giant, or at least that one, respawns. And we'll be able to tell soon enough whether or not the one that tosses bombs also respawns. Yes, first order of business, activate the cage shortcut. And actually, it's probably a good thing that the giant who's dropping the rocks does respawn, because he's actually going to let us get back to where Logan was imprisoned, which is somewhere that might be worth going to. There's an item up there. Why is there an item up there? How did I never get that item? Where even am I? I don't recall where this is in relation to things that matter. Is this the entrance? Yes, it is. And where the heck was the snake man? I feel like we were missing a snake man there. And actually, let's take a visit back to Andre and then decide from there whether or not we can get enough souls. And honestly, this is a bit of a better bonfire. But nah, I won't sit at it if I don't need to. So let's see, how many souls can we get with a soul of a hero? Okay, 10k is good. I believe we might be able to get as many as I want. Yeah. Definitely. So with this, what we're gonna do is say, "Hey, Andre."
You seem to be doing all right. Need
That
anything forged?
that anvil glows blue at the right angles. But now what we want is the crest of Artorias. That's what we want. The repair box would also be quite useful to have. And now let's reinforce our longsword again. Get that plus 10 going. And we can't reinforce it any higher because he doesn't have a good enough ember for that, unfortunately. But I do believe... What would this gain? Oh, just stability? Stability's not bad, it's just... I don't know that it's worth it. And we don't have the large Titanite. We would need to get to a plus 6 for the Zweihänder. Yeah, I think we're good there.
Don't get yourself, neither of us.
So now that we've got the crest of Artorias, we actually do have access to another covenant, which I believe might be how we get the Silver Cat Ring. But do I really want to go for it right now? I mean, I might as well go in its direction and use the crest. And then access the covenant. It's not really that far out of our way. Just gotta deal with planty dudes on the way. But hey, planty dudes drop purple moss, and I am cool with that. Darkroot Garden is a gorgeous place. And we can go this way and follow this down. And it leads to like an item or something. I don't think it's actually a full-on path down. It might be, but I don't believe it is. If it is, we're going to have to turn back because this isn't going to lead us to where we want to be. But if it leads to an item, I do like items. Is this going to lead all the way down into Darkroot Basin? Ooh, Crystal Lizard. And we got it. It almost vanished on us, too. Definitely don't want to let those guys vanish. I mean, sure, they come back if you sit at a bonfire, but you got to sit at a bonfire. I believe there's another one. No, that's just an item. I wonder if I've missed any crystal lizards so far. Or was that the first one? I don't rightly recall. So now we're down here. Just getting our bearings. There's an item or something over there. I do like items or somethings. Oh, but this is all the way in the basin. So yeah, we could get back up to the Undead Berg by going through there. But no, this isn't where we want to be right now. So we will just walk this way a little bit because I believe there's a thing to be found, maybe? Oh, there's more down. But it looks like... Okay, there is a path. It's just sometimes a little hard to see the paths, what with the darkness of the general area, the darkness of the path, the mistiness. But hey, there's a Black Knight to kill. It's another chance at a Black Knight shield, which I really super want. Nope, we got his halberd. Black Knight halberd isn't bad, but it's not what I want. And there's a bonfire down here, which we might as well light, even if it's not actually going anywhere we want. I forget where this tunnel leads. Oh, it leads to the other end of the New Londo ruins or something. Well, this might actually let us get access to something later on that would be really handy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this elevator and just see where it leads. If it leads to a switch that we can hit to do a thing, then I'm going to do it. If not, we'll go right back up. Because I do still intend to fight the Iron Golem in this episode. Just throwing that out there. Ah, yes. So there is a switch we want to hit. It's at the other end of that bridge. So we're at the other end of the Valley of the Drakes. And honestly, we are much better equipped for this place now than we were when we first gained access, because you'll see how little damage our weapon is doing to these drakes. And that's after getting a bunch of upgrades since we first gained access to here. And we just need to be careful to not take hits, because taking hits hurts. And we do have 4 more drakes to get by. But if we can manage it, then we'll have a good time. So yes, you come this way, please. Maybe a little slower. Come further this way, please. I do not wish to fight you on a narrow bridge. Ooh, sweepy breath. Okay. No, I don't want any of that. Would have been great if it cast itself over the edge and fell to its death despite having wings. Unfortunately, despite having tails, these guys' tails, I am almost positive, are not severable. I mean, what would you even get for severing such a small tail? Okay, that's 2 out of 5 down. Unfortunately, we don't have any poison to try. Would be nice if we had poison arrows, but we do not. Whoops. And that is the problem with when the camera doesn't feel like it's close enough to lock onto things. Makes you waste a lot of time. Okay, we need to get back there, because that's a good chunk of souls to just not have anymore. So we go up here, and then we take the elevator. And oh man, that's... I'll go ahead and fast forward until I'm back down there. Or until something else interesting happens along the way. So, back in a flash. Okay, we're back in the Valley of the Drakes. And it turned out I do have a poison weapon. I doubt it's really going to be actually worth using against these drakes, but we'll find out. Oh boy, that does like no damage and is very slow. I'm gonna need this drake to kind of let me be. At least let me heal. We might have to at least try clubbing this guy to death, because I don't know that we're really gonna get time to swap back to our longsword, no matter how much more damage the longsword actually does. Ow. I do need to make sure to not die. Now he's just making fun of us landing on our souls like that. Get poisoned, please. This thing's supposed to have an auxiliary effect of 200 poison. And I am as yet not seeing that effect really matter. You are showing no evidence of being poisoned. I could try tossing dung pies, but those will poison me too, and that's not ideal for reasons I shouldn't have to elaborate on. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if we were using our longsword, this thing would have been dead by now and is not even poisoned yet. At least this thing does have pretty good stopping power. It gets a flinch like every other hit. So it's not terrible in that regard. It's just not nearly as effective as I was hoping it would be, seeing its stats. Ow. Nope. Okay. Whoa, that looked like it reached a little farther than I was anticipating. Okay. Thing's almost dead. Looks like another heavy attack will probably do it. There we go. Yeah, we didn't get a poison. And yeah, sure enough, under the auxiliary effects, that is poison. So they say try poison, and the poison doesn't do nothing. Makes me feel like I've been had. Yeah, this longsword plus 10, much more effective. How does the longbow compare to the shortbow? It requires a little more dexterity, but it does do more damage. How is it weight-wise? It's another half a pound. Who cares? And we've got the dexterity for it, so yeah. And now we get our souls, because we like our souls. You know what? Let's fight this thing on the bridge. Okay, that might not have been a great idea. Though, really, what caused the problem there was it just did some back hop lightning breath, which I'm pretty sure would be bad for us no matter where we fought it. I think I need to not do double heavy attacks. Leaves us with not enough stamina to, say, block bites. Not to mention the animation is kind of long. How did that miss? We do not have infinite Estus, and I do kind of need to be able to heal through whatever the next 3 drakes do to us. Especially because I'm pretty sure 2 of them are going to be pulling at the same time. That's not exactly going to be good for us. Should I change my ring? I think I should change my ring. Oh, when did we get that? I guess... Oh, right. I remember when we got that. It's just... It's not related to spells, so we might actually use it at some point. Yeah, let's do Evil Eye. Just because that extra little bit of healing could be useful. And this time we're actually locked onto it, and we're not going to just cast ourselves off the bridge. Oh, that reaches way farther than I expected. And he's not coming any further. So maybe that's our opportunity to do this. I mean, hey, if he's just going to let us. Okay, I'm going to fast forward until these drakes are down. Back in a flash. And there we go. The drakes are down. It only took me like half of all of my arrows. Got 1 dragon scale out of it. That's something. But admittedly, not really what we came for. What we came for was this switch up here. Because this is going to make it so that we actually can explore New Londo ruins properly later on. Or, wait. What? Oh, that's right. What we actually care about's on the other side. I don't think we can even get there from here. I may have just wasted a lot of my time. In fact, I believe I did. Is it, though? Is it really? It's not really that special, I don't feel. Yeah, I just wasted a lot of time is what I just did. Good job, me. Yeah, whatever. So we could go that way, fight some stuff, but nah, not right now. And there's no way into this little tower, so yeah, let's just go back where we came from. And then up into actually Darkroot Garden again, rather than Basin. I'll go ahead and once again fast forward until I'm somewhere we haven't seen. So, back in a flash again. Actually, we're back right now because there's an item here. Let's grab it. Okay. Now back in a flash again. Okay, we're back here in Darkroot Garden right before... or right where the path split off. Because we do have just a little farther to go in here. Just a little. And it might be super worth it. Or it might be not worth it at all. We'll find out soon enough. Ah, yes. We're at the point where these bush guys hide. Pretending to be just bushes and not bush guys. And I believe we just... Nope, we didn't miss anything. It was just hiding behind a rock. I was thinking we might have missed a lizard. But no. We missed no such thing. And that glow up there is part of why we came this way. And let's find this bonfire right here. You'll note I sat at a bonfire already. Gonna sit at this one too, because this is a little closer to where we actually want to be. And that way, if anything untoward happens in here, and lots of untoward things can happen in here, we'll have that to go back to. So now to see what we paid those souls for. So there's going to be a handful of jerks. Ow. That was not a good time for a flask. Can you maybe stop kicking me? Ow. Well, hey, we're a little health positive. So there's actually a place where you can stick yourself and the enemies will just toss themselves into the abyss over your head. But that requires you to not get shot in the back. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use that little trick. It's actually a really good way to farm for souls, is to repeatedly come in here, get the aggro of the jerks. Hello, jerks. And then just wedge yourself on back here. Because they try and get the drop on you. And then they actually succeed, but sometimes instead of succeeding, they toss themselves over the edge and you get to laugh, and wow, my shield was not up to that task. I think I just didn't place myself properly, or maybe they like expanded the ledge a little bit in this version so that they don't just toss themselves over. Not 100% certain. Thankfully, our souls are going to be right there. Hey, look, it's our souls. Yeah, maybe if I'm all the way at the edge. So, get aggro. Fellas. There they go. And so we run all the way here, wedge ourselves in there, get our shield up. And there we go. So apparently we only got aggro from him. Where's his buddy? Is he already gone for some reason? Nope, he's there. So once again, we go all the way to the edge. Stand here, shield up just in case. And there he goes. Yeah, great way to farm souls. Get 5k each time. Pretty much no risk. But there's another. So let's go ahead on back to our spot. Just because it's the safest way to deal with him. Uh-oh. And into the spot we go. I don't know why they always... Oh, he's backing off. He knows. Yeah, I don't know why they always try and go up above like that. I guess they really are trying to get the drop on you. Maybe trying to do a plunging attack. Oh yeah, he just doesn't want to come this far. Which is a little bothersome, because we do want him to be dealt with. He's going to try and be a thorn in our side if we don't deal with him. I'm amazed we actually managed to get a backstab after getting a non-backstab, just regular hit on him. But there we go. He's gone. I don't think these guys have any significant drops. And they do respawn constantly, so it's not a huge deal that the other ones fell off the cliff. And are we going to have anyone else trying to fight us off? Doesn't look like it. So now we can join this covenant right here.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me. But cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
So there's a few things about this cat. First of all, the fact that its mouth is like that is kind of horrific. And also when it's talking, in addition to the voiced lines, there's also below that, it makes the noises like, nom, nom. But I think we say yes here.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Dark Root Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
And we join.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
And yes, we established the covenant. So I believe this lets us buy things, maybe? I hope so.
And here taketh this ring. If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever we shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
Yeah, I think this is the only covenant in the game that you're not allowed to leave without consequences.
Thou dost come with my hopes for thee, all of them.
Okay, so we don't buy anything from her. Right, I'm thinking Dark Souls 2, where you buy the silver cat ring from a cat. And I mean, we did get a ring with cat in its name, just not the one I cared about. Oh well, waste of time. We're going to need to come here later on, so it's not a huge waste of time, it's just a bit of a waste of time. And so let's go back up to Sen's Fortress. I'll go ahead and fast forward till we're there again, back in a flash. All right, we're back in front of Sen's Fortress, and actually before we go in, there's something else I'm going to do, because I decided to look it up in between these, but, during the cut, I looked up. Apparently, the Silver Cat Ring isn't a thing in Dark Souls 1. And rather, all survivable falls are survivable regardless of what your max HP is, as long as your HP is full, because they do percentage damage. And the only thing that you can really do to reduce that is get the fall control spell and use that, which reduces or negates fall damage within the amount that a survivable fall is. So what I could do is level up my intelligence right now and make it so that I could buy the fall control spell, and then we could get down to the lower part of Central Fortress without much worry. But I think we can just survive it by just stepping down there, because fall control doesn't make it so that you can survive otherwise lethal falls. It just reduces damage for survivable falls. But I think what I'm going to do instead is just get a couple more vitality. That seems like a good idea to me. That's an... Well, it's not really an almost 10% increase right there. That's 56 from 793. Still significant. I have no idea what just happened, but now I have 6 Estus. Okay. Well, let's get to the Iron Golem. Well, wait. Before we go to the Iron Golem, I do want to be human, because I am aware that there's at least one summonable NPC phantom, and I kind of want to go ahead and summon it. Just because it can help to have another target for the Iron Golem. Plus, when we can summon NPCs, I often like to do so, especially if they're at least somewhat story-related. So we get to go through these 2 snakes again. But they're the only snakes that we got to kill on our way to the Iron Golem. Oh. Look at you not standing in front of the darts for the first one. And I do know I've wasted a lot of time in this episode, but we are getting to the Iron Golem. I said we were going to do it, and we're going to do it. We might not kill it, but we'll at least fight it. Because otherwise, I'll be disappointed in myself. So, here's this guy blocking the cage that we are going to be riding on up. But he blocks it no longer. And now we just step on in and ride it on up. And it turns out that while the giant responsible for dropping the boulders in does respawn, the giant who throws the fire bombs doesn't. So at least that's one nice thing that they've done for us. Not that if we're not going to the little lonely tower over there, it's not really... Well, it's not like going there is too difficult with the firebombs going on, and the firebombs are the... Well, that's the only time the firebombs matter, is what I'm trying to say, is if you're trying to go over there. So we could go through there, but first we go over here, where I do believe we'll find a summon sign. Yep, and it's Iron Tarkus, who's a cool guy. Come on, Tarkus. There we go. All right, buddy, let's you and me fight us an iron golem. The thing does look cool. Gotta give it that. Unfortunately, we can't target to anything other than its midsection with our lock-on. And thankfully, Tarkus does significant... How did you grab me from there? Tarkus does significantly more damage with his weapon than we do with ours, which I appreciate. Because otherwise, this golem would take a while. Apparently the golem's immune during that attack. Tarkus is definitely a big help for this fight, simply because of how much damage he deals and his ability to be an extra target. Ow. I'm glad I got punched and not grabbed. Ooh, that sweep has a little bit of a longer reach than I was expecting. It looks like if we just get like 2 more hits in, this guy's toast. Yep. Golem down. It's not a super hard boss unless you get grabbed and tossed off the edge, which is very possible. Thanks, Tarkus. So I could investigate that thing. And I think I might... Okay, good. I don't have to. And the reason it's good that I don't have to is because if you do, you get carried up to Anor Londo, and I don't think you can come back down for a little while after you do that. And there's some stuff I want to do first. So first, I'm going to go ahead and actually use a homeward bone. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some of that action going. Because I think what I'm going to do is in the next episode, I'm going to explore the lower level of Sen's Fortress. And let's also grab some more vitality. 25 seems like a good amount to me. But we don't need to stop there, because we've got some souls that we can use to get 1 more level. And 25 is enough vitality for now, I think. Yeah, we're still getting 32 per point. Dang. That's not terrible. Huh. Might be worth it, but I think we're going to do more endurance for a little while. Because I do want to get that endurance up higher still. And with that, we're going to call this an episode. Join us next time when we try exploring the lower level of Sen's Fortress. If we can get down there without dying, then great. And if not, then, well, I'll have to find out how to get down there, because I know it's possible. It has to be, because there's stuff down there. But either way, join us next time. We'll find out what's the dealio. See you then, friends.